ETUlay Online Tutorial Program. Tayo ay naglakbay sa nakaraang semester na puno ng pagkatuto at paglago. Join us again as we welcome the second semester of the academic year 2021-2022 dito sa inyong klaseng ETUlay. Here are your new fantastic tutors at your service.
ETUlay ang gabay sa pagkatuto. ETUlay edukasyon itatawid sa'yo. ETUlay paaralan nilalayo sa'yo. ETUlay sa makabagong panahon. ETUlay para sa kabataang Pilipino.
Every Thursday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Huwag kayong mawawala. Ating patuloy na saliksikin ang hiwaga ng humanidades at agham panlipunan. Laging tandaan, ikaw ang best tuwing Webes.
Maling impormasyon, katotohanan nating ituro, paunlarin ang edukasyon. ETUlay.
Mabuhay! Good day to all! I am your tutor Madge. Welcome to ETUlay, a free online tutorial, an initiative of the Department of Education, Information and Communications Technology Service, Educational Technology Unit, ICTS EdTech. This program is aimed at helping and assisting learners from kindergarten, senior high school, ALS, Alive and SPED learners. Aside from answering the modules, the ETUlay is offering programs which you will surely look forward to. Together with our parents and teachers, the ETUlay will bridge the gaps where difficulty and ease meet in learning new knowledge and skills. So, let us prepare our modules, pen and paper. Ready your mind to see and hear worthwhile and interesting lessons. Let us now study and learn, together with our volunteer online tutors. Tara na!
Good afternoon, ETUlay cuties! Hello!
Good afternoon.
Yes, welcome to DepEd Educational Online Tutorial. And we are on Philippine Politics and Governance, Module 3. You have your ideology and I have mine. We are on Quarter 1, Week 3. I am Tutor Ka from SDO Valenzuela and
I am Tutor Ron from SDO City of Bugo.
okay, and we are your tutors for Philippine Politics and Governance every Thursday 4:40 to 5:20 p.m. Tutor Ron?
Okay, laging tandaan, kayo ang best tuwing Webes.
Okay. And before we start, ETUlay cuties, let us congratulate our cutie of the week. Tutor Rom, who is it?
Okay, our cutie of the week for the second time is Mr. Rins Gailer Calanta from Emelda Integrated Secondary School from SDO Malabon City. No, tutor ka, Renz Guyver is still in grade 10, no? Hindi pa siya sa senior high school pero parati siyang nanonood ng Philippine Politics and Governance. No, isa siyang student leader ng kanilang school. Okay? Okay, congratulations to Renz Guyver Calanta.
Okay, so congratulations, Renz Guyver Calanta. Muli uulitin po namin, mga ETUlay cuties, ito po ay para sa lahat. So kahit katulad ni Renz, kahit hindi ka pa senior high, ay welcome ka dito sa aming Philippine Politics and Governance. Dahil malay mo, ikaw ay isang maging humstastic learners din. Okay, so with that, we would like also to, before we go to with the review of the previous session, we would also like to remind everybody, our ETUlay duties, to invite also your friends, di po ba? Kasi aside from having the ETUlay duty of the week, we will also have your School of the Week. Malay mo yung school mo next week ay ma-feature natin dito sa ating ETUlay online tutorial. And also, every semester, we will have the SDO of the quarter, which means kung very lively at maraming school from your SDO ang nagpa-participate sa ating episode or sa ating online tutorial na Philippine Politics and Governance, well, malay mo, ang SDO mo ang maging SDO of the quarter. So, invite at matuto lahat tayo ay matuto dito sa Philippine Politics and Governance. Lagi naming sinasabi, pupukawi namin ang inyong mga positibong pananaw. And now, for the review of the previous lesson, directions, carefully read the following items. Write the letter of the correct answer. So, tingnan natin for the first one. It is the belief in the importance of the individual, respect for his uniqueness and freedom, and his equality with other people.
Letter A, liberalism. Letter B, conservatism. Letter C, socialism. And letter D, fascism. Ano kaya ang sagot dyan, tutor ka? Okay, tatanungin natin yung mga tuties natin kung anong sagot nila. Okay, si Kevin Jano, sabi niya letter A daw, liberalism. Sabi ni James Maswangat, letter A din, liberalism. Ano kayang tamang sagot dyan, tutor ka?
Okay, tingnan natin. And the answer is letter A, liberalism. Ayan, marami ako nakikitang tama ang kanilang sagot, Tutor Rom. Okay, next. It is an ideology that looks positively on human nature.
Letter A, fascism. Letter B, communism. Letter C, capitalism. Letter D, socialism. Okay, what's the answer? Ano po yung sagot niyo mga tuties? Okay, nanonood talaga sila last week, no? Kasi ang yung number 1, maraming nakasagot ng tama. Okay, according to Nova, sabi niya, it's letter C, capitalism. Okay? Sabi naman ni Jason May Umpad, it's letter A, fascism. Okay, what's the correct answer, tutor ka?
Okay, answer reveal, letter D, socialism. Okay, third question. It is an ideology that rejects rationalism or logical thinking and relies instead on its emotional appeal.
Letter A, socialism. Letter B, fascism. Letter C, conservatism. Letter D, liberalism. Okay, ano kayong sagot dyan? No? Let's wait for our tuties kung anong mga sagot nila. Okay, sabi ni James Maswangat, it's letter B, fascism. Okay? Okay, sabi naman ni Kevin Jano, it's letter C, conservatism. Okay, what's the correct answer, tutor ka?
Okay, answer reveal. It's letter B, fascism. Okay. Tutor Rom, gusto ko lang i-acknowledge yung isa sa ating mga Tutor Nova. Okay? So, thank you po, ma'am. So, let's proceed with our pre-activity. Ano kaya ito, Tutor Rom? Tingnan natin sa ating mga duties kung Kaya nila ito. So, rearrange the letters to form a political ideology. Nako, Tutorom, excited ako dito. Tingnan natin. For the first word. Tutorom, ano kaya to?
Okay, no, eight letters, no. I think it has something to do with women, no? Para kasi Women's Month ngayon, 'di ba? Chotor ka. O kaya
Yes!
naka-headband ka ngayon kasi Women's Month, no? So, ano
Yes!
kayang political ideology that has something to do with women, no? Tingnan natin kung makasagot. Oh, sabi ni James Maswangat, it's feminism. Sabi din ni Chotor Nova, sabi niya feminism. So, maraming sumasagot ng feminism. Ano kayang sagot dyan, Chotor ka?
Nakatingnan natin kung tama sila, ha? Okay, very good. So, lahat sila halos ay nakakuha ng tamang answer. It is feminism. Bakit? Kaya
Feminism.
mamaya malalaman natin. Next one. Ito, Tutorom.
Okay, so may nine letters to. Parang it has something to do with power, no? Parang absolute power, parang gano'n, no? So, ano kayang sagot diyan, no? No, ano kayang political ideology na parang may absolute power, no? Sabi ng isang cutie natin, si Johanna, sabi ni Johanna, it's charismatic daw, no? Charismatic ba kaya yan? No, para naman kasi may C, may H, no?
Oh,
Sabi ni James, yung cutie of the week natin, ng first week, sabi niya, anarchism. Anarchism ba yan? Shooter ka?
let us see. Okay, very good. It is
Anarchism.
anarchism. Okay, next one.
Nakatalino ng mga cuties natin.
O nga,
Okay, so
Tutorom.
ito may 11 letters, no? So, parang it has something to do with a uh, parang may pagmamahal sa bayan, parang ganun, no? Ano kayang
Nahilo
political
ko.
ideology na parang mas iniintindi mo yung pagmamahal mo sa bayan, inuuna mo yung bayan kaysa sarili mo? Ano kayang may sumagot na, sabi ni Sheila Mi Orsal, no? Nationalism. Sabi din ni Joanne Kawagdan, it's nationalism. Ano kayang tamang sagot dyan, Tutor ka?
Oh, Tuturo, medyo nahilo ko. Ang daming letters eh. Let us see kung tama sila. Okay, it is nationalism.
Nationalism.
Getting na natin. Okay, so let's go for the objectives of our lesson for today. At the end of this session, the tutor should be able to identify major political ideologies and their characteristics, and explain and evaluate how ideologies influence politics and governance.
Okay, the duties also would evaluate how these political ideologies are manifested in the actual practice of politics and governance. And lastly, distinguish the different types of political ideologies by constructing a table of comparison.
Okay, so at the end of it, kailangan makita nila, makompare nila yung different ideologies na ating i-discuss for this afternoon.
Okay, we have also would like to thank the SDO Manila for allowing us to use their module for Philippine Politics and Governance for Week 3. Maraming salamat po, SDO Manila.
Thank you very much, SDO Manila. And Tutorom, to start with our discussion.
Okay, so ang discussion natin today, our topic is all about postmodern political ideology. So what is a political ideology? So a political ideology refers to a certain set of ethical ideas, principles, doctrines, myths, or symbols of a social movement, institution, class, or large group that explains how society should work and offers some political and cultural blueprint for a certain social order. So these are the rules or guidelines on how we believe or how should a leader would rule or how the citizens would behave in a certain society. No? So a political ideology is also coherent set of views on politics and the role of government. So yun ang political ideology. So various issues in politics and governance, it is important to know the different theories, frameworks, and ideologies involved in order to cope with the different problems of the society. Okay, before we move on, no, i-recognize ko lang yung faculty and students of City of Bugo Senior High School. Parang fall first ata sila, no? Ang dami-dami nanonood from City of Bugo Senior High School, no? With their school head, Dr. Ranolfo Lanyuhan, and their assistant school head, Dr. Norris Brehente. No? Thank you for watching City of Bugo Senior High School. Good
And
tutor
we
ka.
Yes, and we welcome them sa ating online tutorial lesson. Okay, so sabi nga kanina ni Tutor Rom, we are on Module 3, Postmodern Political Ideologies. So last week, we talked about political ideology. So definitely, last week, yung ating mga political ideologies are the major political ideologies na hanggang ngayon ay umiiral pa rin. But with the postmodern political ideologies, ito yung medyo may hybrid, kung tatawagin natin, Tutor Rom, di ba? Hybrid ito ng political ideologies na pinag-usapan natin last week. So, uh, cuties, don't be confused. Katulad ng sinabi namin last week, this is ideology. It is a concept. So, wala pong perfect ideology na makikita natin sa isang komunidad. It is always be a combination of different ideology. No? So, let us proceed with this postmodern political ideology. For the first one, Tutor Rob.
Okay, for the first postmodern political ideology is totalitarianism. Okay, before I will reveal what is totalitarianism, I would ask our tutees kung ano ba ang idea nila or prior knowledge about totalitarianism. Okay, you can message or you can comment on our chat box on your views on what is totalitarianism. Okay, so totalitarianism is it is a political ideology or belief in the magnitude of an individual respect for his uniqueness and wholeness. No? So parang being an independent, no? Parang ganoon ang ibig sabihin ng totalitarianism. Parang may complete control ka ng iyong sarili, no? Parang ganoon. So as you can see in the picture, no, ibang-ibang sektor ng lipunan or ng government ay is completely controlled by the government. So gaya ng sa picture diyan, no, yung government, yung religion, economy, education, family, and media is controlled by the government. Yan ang ibig sabihin ng totalitarianism. So totalitarianism is greatly understood as an any system of political ideas that is thoroughly dictatorial and utopian. Okay, bakit dictatorial? Kasi ang ruler or leader ng isang government have a complete control of the different sectors of society. Bakit naman utopian? Kasi utopian because utopian is modeled on or aiming for a state in which everything is perfect or idealistic. Kasi pag, di ba, ibig sabihin, ang sinasabi natin yung totalitarianism is magnitude of an individual respect for his uniqueness and wholeness. So, he is aiming for a perfection. Yun ang characteristic ng totalitarianism. Okay? No, tama si yung cutie of the week natin, si Renz Guyver Calanta. Sabi niya, totalitarianism is equated with dictatorial. Okay? Tama si Renz, no? Yun ang sabi niya. Okay. Tutor ka?
Okay, so that is totalitarianism. And the next postmodern political ideology is, okay, ito, siguro sa iba nating cuties, familiar sa kanila, yung ganyang symbol na Tutor Rom. So, what is that? That is Anarchism. It is a set of doctrines and attitudes centered on the belief that government is both harmful and unnecessary. So, sa ibang cuties natin, nakapanood na sila nung movie na The Purge. So that is showing an example of an anarchism rule wherein there is a certain group of rulers lang kung sino lang yung dominant na magro-rule na grupo, sila yung magro-rule ng society. So, pag sinabi nating anarchism, it is a society without leader. So, duties. Imagine a society without a leader. Di ba, Tutor Rom? It's very
Yes.
chaotic, di ba? Ano kaya, imagine niyo na lang na there's no leader. Kaya nga tayo, di ba, dito, we talk about Philippine politics and governance. Katulad ng una nating topic, which is government, it is what? A government is a system. May sistema, may order, may process para ang lahat ay nagbe-benefit sa kung ano man ang meron ang ating lipunan. Pero sa anarchism, wala eh. Kung sino yung dominant na group, siya yung magro-rule. So pag nakita ng isang grupo na, ay, teka lang, hindi namin gusto to. So they will rule out that governing group. Yun po yung sinasabi nating anarchism. Okay? So it is what? It is nobody has power over each other. So no order, there will be confusion. Sino ba talaga yung leader natin? Tama po ba? So it is a
Yeah.
supremacy of different groups. Kaya nga nakakalungkot na meron pa ring mga countries na have the ideology of anarchism. One of which is Yemen. Kaya yung Yemen is a nation na malapit sa Saudi Arabia na nagpa-practice pa rin ng anarchism. And one of the poorest countries sila. According to a study na Yemen has about 21 million people na nagugutom sa ngayon. Kasi nga, because of the power kung sino yung mamumuno, there is no system in anarchism. The absence of government. So, duties, di ba? Ayaw natin na ang ating society ay magkaroon ng ganitong klaseng ideology. Walang order, di ba? So, let us continue to study and study kung ano yung makakabuti sa ating lipunan. Next one, Tutor Rom.
Okay, before we proceed, Shottercast, no, may mga point of view dito, no? Sabi ni Renz Guyver Calanta, yung anarchism daw is political force or movement, no? Tama naman, di ba? Parang may force talaga pag anarchy. Sabi din ni James Maswangat, it rejects all involuntary, coercive forms of hierarchy, no? Sabi ni James Maswangat. So, ang tatalino ng mga chutis
Oo
natin.
nga, Tutor Rom. Parang sila kaya mag-discuss. Ano? Kung pwede lang, no, Tutor Rom, we will give them a chance, di ba? Malay mo
Oo nga, no?
naman. One of
Baka sa
these days,
susunod
di
na
ba?
episode, Shooter ka, no, mag-invite tayo ng mga cuties para mag-discuss ng
Yes.
isang concept. Okay. Ah,
Yes.
okay, before we move on, I would like to greet lang yung kapwa tutor natin from SDO Olongapo, Mr. Eric Escobar. No?
Okay, Tutor
Nanonood si
Eric.
Sir Eric. Okay. Okay, so another form of a postmodern ideology or political ideology is nationalism. Okay, so it is the attitude that citizens of a nation have when they care about their national identity and the actions that the citizens of a nation take when seeking to achieve self-determination. Okay. So ano bang ibig sabihin ng nationalism? So it is an ideology based on the premise that the individual's loyalty and devotion to the nation's state surpass other individual or group interest. Okay, so inuuna nila yung kapakanan ng bayan kaysa sa kanilang pansariling interest. Yun ang nationalism. Okay, sabi ni Renz Guyver, yung duty of the week natin, sabi niya, love for country. Okay, that's correct, no? Love for country. So, sa nakikita natin ngayon sa conflict between Russia and Ukraine, di ba, nakikita natin yung mga Ukrainians talagang they stand for their country, no? Ipinaglalaban nila yung kanilang country kahit maliit na country lang sila compared to Russia. That is a good example of nationalism. Okay, so nationalism is both an ideology and a form of behavior. tayo din namang mga Pilipino, di ba? Yung ideology natin, political ideology, di ba? It's a mixture of different ideologies. May mix din ng nationalism, di ba? Marami tayong mga bayani before no na pinaglaban talaga nila ang ating bayan sa mga mananakop, no? Yun an example of it is also an example of nationalism. Sabi din ni James Maswangat, no, one of our duties, duty of the week, it holds that each nation should govern itself. Okay, tama din naman, no? Nationalism din yon. Ano pa kaya, ano bang mga bansa ang may nationalism or nag-adhere to ideology of nationalism, Tutor Ka?
Okay, actually, the nationalism ideology started in England in 17th century. Ito kasi yung nag-lead sa kanila ng scientific spirit or enterprise and political maneuver. Kasi sa England, we all know that it is a monarchy, di po ba? So sa kanila kasi, talagang the monarchy would like to hold on doon sa kanilang sinasakupan. So with that, nagkaroon sila na develop sa kanila na kailangan ito tayo. We belong in this certain group. Kaya makikita po natin sa England talaga pag sinabi ng Hail the Queen, di ba? Doon po nagsimula yun yung Hail the Queen, Long Live the Queen. Kasi yun yung nakikita nila na when they adhere to their national identity, na sinabi nga ni Tutor Rom, nakatatak na yun sa kanila, mind and heart sa kanila na this is where I belong. Kailangan kong panghawakan to, kailangan ko i-embrace culture, the tradition, the belief on it, yun yung sinasabing nationalism. And here in Asia, lalo na sa Southeast Asia, makikita po natin yan, most of the ASEAN countries, we develop that kind of nationalism ideology as well. Tingnan po natin yung Japan. Japan is talagang strong yung kanilang ideology and nationalism. And that is one key kaya sila ay naging progressive country. Kasi inadhere nila Until now, makikita po natin yung educational system ng Japan. Kaya bago nila i-patronize yung ibang bansa, they will have that culture sa mga bata pa lang na mahalin nila yung kanila. They will develop first yung certain values of patriotism, the love of country, the value of loving their own identity, loving their own culture. So, mahirap po sa kanila ma-develop talaga or ma-influence agad ng ibang culture. Kaya ito yung fact na nag-progress yung Japan kasi they have this strong ideology of nationalism. Katulad rin naman sa atin, during the Spanish period, dito nag-umpisa yung nationalism ideology natin in 1890s, di ba? When we revolt against the Spanish government. Nagkaroon tayo na-realize natin, teka lang, Pilipino tayo, dapat magkaroon tayo ng sarili nating identity. So, it is, tama yung sinabi ni Tutor Rom kanina, it is not just an ideology. Tama ba, Tutor Rom? It is culture natin.
Form of behavior, yes.
Form of behavior. So, yun, that is nationalism.
Sabi na ni Chuti Joseph Conrad Bulaklak, sabi niya, nationalism, attitude, citizen of a nation. No? Yun ang point of view ng ating Chuti. Okay? So let's move on to other postmodern political ideology, which is religious fundamentalism. Okay? So, religious fundamentalism, it is a belief that rejects the distinction between politics and religion. Okay, so in this belief, para sa kanila, para in those believers in this political ideology, politics is the same with religion. Parang gano'n nila. And yung basis of their government is their religion. Okay, so sa ating picture dyan, I think that's Osama bin Laden, and I think that is a US president. No? Okay, so what is the characteristic of a religious fundamentalism? Okay, it is an approach of those religious groups that look for the literal interpretation of original texts or books, believing that the teachings obtained from this kind of literary must be used in all social, economic, and political aspects. Okay? So, an example of this, yung mga Muslim countries natin, no? Yung mga Muslim countries, their laws is can, came from or grounded on their holy text, which is the Quran. No, example of that is Saudi Arabia. No, okay. Lahat ng laws ng Saudi Arabia is based on their holy teachings. No, based on the teachings on Quran. Okay. So another characteristic of or attribute of religious fundamentalism is that it focuses on the differences in humankind rather than what unites them. So, kaya nga mahirap magkasundo yung Christian at saka yung Muslims, no? Kasi iba-iba yung belief natin, yung religious belief natin. And then uh, what uh, what is the disadvantage of this particular religious fundamentalism is that it focuses on the differences and not on the similarities. Kaya hindi tayo nagkakasundo. No? Hopefully, no, if we will think or we will focus on the similarities siguro magkasundo rin tayo. No? So ano pa kaya ang mga point of view ng ating mga duties, no? Ng religious fundamentalism? So what are the examples of the countries that adheres to religious fundamentalism? So we have Egypt, no? Iraq, Jordan, Lebanon, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, and Turkey. So if you would analyze, no, mostly ng mga countries that adheres to religious fundamentalism are Muslim countries. Okay, so sa atin siguro kasi may mga ibang countries, no, yung religion nila, no, yung head of state nila, yun din ang head of their church, di ba? No? So, just like sa England, no, yung queen nila is also the head of their church, no, the Church of England, no? Kasi sabi ni Naila Sef Garcia, an example daw ng country that adheres to religious fundamentalism is India.
India.
Okay, so India. Okay, sabi din ni Joseph Conrad Bulaklak, fundamentalism rejects distinctions between politics and religion. Okay, so ang dami naman ng mga uh, different views ng ating mga duty. Sabi ng ating duty of the week, Renz Guyver Calanta, sabi niya, yung Mindanao po dati dapat hihiwalay sa Pilipinas because most of them are Muslims.
Tama.
Okay, so pwede rin, no? But the Philippines, no, uh, although no mix yung political ideology natin, we do not fix, no, we don't rely mainly on religious fundamentalism, but we also consider our culture. Even though we have different religious beliefs, but yung culture natin ay the same lang, no? Kaya nga ang Philippines is a multicultural country, di ba? May mga
Yes.
Muslims, may mga Christians, may mga indigenous na mga Filipino, di ba? Yung mga naniniwala pa sa mga Bathala, no? So yung sa mga mountain province, di ba? May iba din yung ano nila, yung religious belief nila. So that's why kahit iba yung religious belief ng taga Mindanao, this still part of the Philippines, no? Okay, sabi ni James Matanga, okay, yes po, and the Philippines is a religious country. Okay, although majority of the Filipinos are Christians, no, but we cannot deny that Philippines is a multicultural, multi-religious country. So, iba-iba yung kultura natin, no. So, sa iba't ibang regions sa Philippines may iba't ibang kultura. Okay, Tutor ka, ano pa ba yung mga postmodern political ideologies natin?
Yes. So, ito. Napapanahon, Tutor Rom, di ba? It is Feminism. It is the belief in social, economic, and political equality of the sexes. So since March is the month of women's, di ba? Women's month ang March, kaya po ako nakaganito. Okay, so what is this? This is a head wrap. And during those times in 1800s, okay, in history kasi, even in different countries, women are treated as being the second sex, the second gender. Okay, so sila yung enslavement. So this head wrap represents of the resistance of enslavement. Makikita po natin to sa Africa, okay, even in different, even in India, okay. So iba-iba po yung kanilang meaning ng head wrap. But the general concept of this head wrap is the resistance for enslavement of the women. Okay, so what is feminism? It is an advocacy of women's rights, gender equality, equal rights and opportunities for men and women. It originates in 1913 with Mary. I want this to read kasi baka mamaya mamali ako, ano, Tutor Rom. It is the founder of this is in 1792 with Mary Wollstonecraft. Medyo mahirap siya i-pronounce. So Wollstonecraft. Okay. She wrote a book about a vindication of the rights of women kasi nakita niya noon yung yung discrimination between men and women. Walang rights yung women. Okay? So they stay at home. Ito lang yung dapat gawin ng women. In fact, nakita niya naman na merong ability yung mga babae na makipagsabayan dun sa ability ng mga lalaki. That's why she started this movement of feminism. And ang nag-popularize talaga nito is Margaret Fuller. Meron po siyang movie that titled Fuller, which depicts her life. Paano niya pinaglaban ang karapatan ng mga kababaihan sa society. We have three main types of feminism. We have the mainstream or the liberal. Ano ang ginagawa ng liberal feminism? Achieving gender equality in education, in political. Gusto nila i-integrate, i-include yung mga babae sa society, sa mga political views, okay, sa education, sa legal reforms. Kaya makikita po natin ngayon, meron na tayong mga women leader like Angelica Merkel, di ba? Yung Prime Minister ng New Zealand, which she has a great impact during the pandemic kasi sila yung first country na naging totally zero coronavirus infection, di ba? So makikita natin yung empowerment ng mga kababaihan dito. Sorry, Chuto Roma. Dito sa feminism, okay? So radical, another kind of feminism is radical feminism. Dito naman medyo outdated na ito, okay? Kasi here it's a domination of women by men. So parang sa kanila kailangan tayo yung mamuno, okay? Pero syempre, dahil nga ideology ito, so it's a concept na, teka lang, sabi natin equality. So walang domination. This evolved into what we call the third type, which is the cultural feminism, a form of essential difference between men and women based on their biological difference. So, equal tayo, pero meron yung lalaki na hindi pwede gawin ng babae, pero meron yung gawin yung babae na hindi pwede gawin ng lalaki. That is what we call cultural feminism. Equal tayo, pero there's still a difference between us. So, yun po yung three main types of feminism. Okay? So, nakikita po natin, very, very example lang po ng feminism is, ito po, si Sushmita Sen of Miss Universe 1994. She's coronated here in the Philippines. Trivia lang po ito, mga cuties, okay? Dito nagsimula, mas na-popularize yung feminism in the modern world. Bakit? Sa kanyang sagot, what is the question during the Miss Universe na nakapanalo sa kanya ng title na to. Ang question is, what is the essence of a woman? And I will quote and unquote yung sinabi ni Sushmita, yung kanyang answer. Just being a woman is God's gift that all of us must appreciate. The origin of a child is a mother. It is in a mother and is a woman. She shows a man how to care, love, and share. That is woman all about. So makikita po natin na there is really an equality between man and woman in the ideology of feminism. At nakikita po natin ito sa ngayon. Di po ba? So still, this is just an ideology. Pero it what? It contributes also to the pag-evolve ng ating society. So, I hope, di ba, kahit naman dito sa Pilipinas, marami na tayong mga feministic movement na kung saan nai-involve sila sa ating community at napapakinabangan ng ating lipunan. So, that is feminism ideology. Tama po ba, Tutor Rom?
Yes, tama kayo dyan, Shooter Cast. No, sabi nga ni Joseph, Chuti Joseph, sabi niya, feminism believes on equality of the sexes. Sabi naman ni James Maswangat, equality for women daw yung feminism. Actually, makikita din yan natin sa current conflict between Russia and Ukraine, no? Yung mga babae sa Ukraine, no? Nakikipagdigma din para lang ma-save nila yung kanilang country, no? So, kung anong kayang gawin ng mga lalaki, kaya na din ng mga babae. Di ba, Tutor ka?
Yes! Approve ako dyan, Tutor Rom. Okay, sabi ni Renz, God created us equally. Tama naman. So, with our post-activity, Tutor Rom, medyo kailangan na natin mag-wrap up. So, tingnan natin. So, post-activity, carefully read the following items, correct the letter of the correct answer. Write the letter of the correct answer. So number 1, the President signed the Anti-Terrorism Act that the mere objective is to punish the terrorist group that would create terrorism in our country. What kind of ideology do you think this policy prevents?
Letter A, nationalism. Letter B, conservatism. Letter C, communism. Letter D, anarchism. Okay, ano kayong sagot ng mga cuties natin?
Tingnan natin. Naku, wala.
Okay, sabi ni sabi niya letter C, communism daw. Sabi naman ni James Maswangat, letter A, nationalism. Okay, what's the correct answer, Tutor ka?
The correct answer is letter D, anarchism. Okay. Number 2, Miss Gina Lopez, the previous DNR secretary, closed big mining companies all over the country. Her actions represents the ideology of
A, physism. Letter B, conservatism. Letter C, liberalism. Letter D, socialism. Okay, sagot ni Nela Sif Garcia, sabi niya letter D, socialism. Sabi naman ni Rebecca Las Dulces, sabi niya it's letter D, socialism. Is it socialism ba, Tutor ka?
Tingnan natin kung tama sila. It's letter A, fascism. Yeah, tingnan natin. Number 3. Under the Muslim law, males are allowed to marry up to 4 wives as long as they could provide for their family. It is a law executed in time of memoriam. What kind of law it characterized?
Letter A, liberalism. Letter B, socialism. Letter C, religious fundamentalism. Letter D, nationalism. Okay, ano kayang sagot ng mga cuties natin? Okay, sabi ni Philip Harvey Bagalonan, it's letter A. Sabi ni James Maswangat, it's letter C, religious fundamentalism. Is that the correct answer, Tutor ka?
Tingnan natin. Letter C, religious fundamentalism. O, tama. May nakikita ko tama, Tutor Rom. Number 4. In the long line of our history, Filipinos are known to in defending our right and freedom. It shows our trait and ideology of
Letter A, conservatism. Letter B, physism. Letter C, nationalism. Letter D, socialism. Okay, what's the answer? Ano bang sagot ng mga tuties natin? Sabi ni Jaira Claire, it's letter C, nationalism. Sabi naman ni Philip Harvey Bagalonin, it's letter C, nationalism. Is it nationalism? Tutor ka?
tingnan natin. It's okay, very good. Lahat sila nakakuha ng tamang answer. It's letter C, nationalism. Last one. The common term used in the social media nowadays is wag ka na magreklamo, sumunod ka na lang. Or wala ka na magagawa. They are the one who is powerful and controlling. What kind of ideology describes this scenario?
Letter A, totalitarianism. Letter B, liberalism. Letter C, socialism. Letter D, physism. Ano kayang sagot ng mga tuties natin? Okay. So sabi ni Faith, it's letter C, socialism. Sabi ni Jaira, it's letter A, totalitarianism. Okay, what's the correct answer, Tutor ka?
The correct answer is letter B. It is liberalism. Ayan. So with that, let's do our assignment. Tutor Rom.
Okay, so ang assignment ng ating mga tuties is to distinguish the different types of postmodern political ideologies by constructing a table of comparison. Okay, i-feature natin yung mga assignment nila next week, Tutor ka. Okay? Tutor ka?
And with that, these are your second quarter UMStastic tutors. And I am Tutor Ka, kaalaman, karunungan, kapaki-pakinabang sa inyong kinabukasan.
And I am Tutor Rom, saying that if you want to learn, just roam around.
Diyos mabalos sa inyo gabos.
Daghang salamat kaninyong tanan.
And thank you. Up next, it's Tutor Janine
I'm Tutor Edson for
Pulso ng Kabataan. With that,
Kabataan.
paalam!
Paalam!
Ay, salamat.
Ang husay naman! Natapos mo ang iyong tutorial session kasama ang iyong mahusay na ETUlay tutor. May bago ka bang natutuhan? I-share na yan gamit ang hashtag #ETUlayLevelUp. Huwag aalis ha dahil may susunod pang programa na pwede mo ring panoorin at salihan dahil naghihintay na ang iyong mga tutors. Happy learning dito sa ETUlay!